Tay and I wanted to say hi. We're going to be working on some backgrounds today. We got to get rid of Tay here. This is her second little visit. This is a live stream, so if you're watching on YouTube, I'm talking to real people in the chat. And feel free to fast forward if we're taking too long and skip through. We're going to work on some pet portrait backgrounds, some collage. All right, let's get rid of Miss Tay. On your chair. If she you had to show her the water. All right, so this is Maisy. This is for Tara. And then I have two other pet portraits that I'm working on for Terry. And we're going to work on the backgrounds today. So there's one is Louise and one is Francis. I think this one's Francis and this one is Louise. It's like, can you do art with a drive-by cat? Yeah, she wants to wait till the camera gets started because she thinks it's the Tay show. So I know that the background on this one is going to be red. Because Tara and I have been talking in email and chatting. So let me put my little reference photos to the side. And I pulled two papers. Is Tara here? Let me see. I don't see Tara yet, so I'm not sure which paper I want to use with it. I'm leaning towards this one over the numbers. One has got like numbers, and I think I like this one better. He's gray and white. In her living room is soft greens, red, and kind of beige. So what I want to start with is I want to start with a metallic background in the dazzling metallics. I'm using red. Get that page protector out of the way. I really like prepping everything in these page protectors. I'm going to have to find the rest of them. I had a whole bunch and I don't know what I've done with them. So I'm going to start with just putting red everywhere, and I even want to get up into this area where his ears is going to be, are going to be. I may have to do 2 coats because it is looking a little pink. We also might add add to it. Using an opaque red just to give it. I'll give it a coat of this, and then we'll go from there. The plan is to do the backgrounds today, and then I thought tomorrow I would work on finishing Maisy. And then Wednesday, I'll probably work on finishing Maybe both the bulldogs if possible. We'll just have to see how time goes and who else is streaming and what's going on. I know Jean's going to stream tomorrow sometime. And this doesn't go here. So I know I need, let me get it. I know I need a more opaque red. Semi-transparent. This is semi-transparent too, so what I'm going to do is, I know I have an opaque white, which I'm going to use anyways. So I'm going to put this, it was a pillow or something behind Maisy's head that I didn't realize in the photo. So I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to put a couple coats of that white before I hit it with the red again. Which will definitely get the pink. And we'll end up with paper on it too. So yeah, Carla at 2. So I don't think that we'll have any real problems. And I'm just adding some of this naphthol red, which is a semi-transparent, but all the reds I have are semi. Yeah, that brightened it up. It's not as pink. But definitely didn't want a pink. And again, I'm not worried about going over this because it's going to have whites and grays. It's going to have an underpainting. And I want it to get up in his ear so that when I paint that, it's all right. I like that a lot better. Let's grab some more of that white. Really like this white. It's opaque. And it's the Deco Arts Traditions also. I really like this line that they have. It's a little nicer than a craft paint. I am eager to try out Deco Art's new acrylics in the tubes that they have, that line coming out. Hi, Tara. We started the background for Maisy. Let me dry this little bit right here because the white's still wet. That last layer on there. And then we'll put the paper. And I'll show Tara the 2 papers I have. Wow, 7 litters in 5 years. She is a cutie. And the picture that I showed everybody does not do her justice because it's black and white. That's just so we could, it was, this is the one I ended up picking, Tara. Because when I looked at the other one, it just didn't read as well on the paper. So I thought that this one showed the personality more. Okay. Another layer down here. And again, like I said, I'm going up into the ears because I want, when I do those layers, I want that white and gray to be okay if there's red, pops of red, so there can still be pops of red showing. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Let me set her over to dry and get a wet wipe. I want to get rid of that paint. Let me get some paper real quick. And let's grab a stencil. All right, and let's take this leftover red and we'll put it on here. Then we'll clean up the mat and move on to the other two backgrounds, which are blue and green, and then we'll come back to Maisy. I'm going to bounce back and forth, Tara, a little today and work on backgrounds for 3 pieces. Okay. Take that white, a little pink in there. All right, we'll put that to the side and we'll use it later. Maybe another stencil. Yeah, she looks like a happy puppy. It's one of those little travel packs, so you keep, I'm reaching down in a container trying to get the get rid of this red so it doesn't get on anything. I'm so happy I don't have the black craft mat anymore. I did not like it, y'all. It I couldn't see the paint on it, or the, I don't know, I just didn't like it as well as I thought I would. Okay, so letting Maisy over there drying. We'll work on paper for her in just a few minutes. Let's get Francis and Luis out, and they're both having the same background, basically. Different papers probably, but the same colors. Okay. Put their little reference photos. And I have papers set aside for them too, but what I'm going to start with is, I need tape. This one's going to be all blue. This one's going to be a blue and a green. Well, actually, I might do some green, some pops of green here and there. All right, so I'm going to put my line in here. I just want his foot. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do white pearl. And I'm going to put a little bit of that opaque white, just a little bit, to make sure that there's enough white. And I'm going to put a little bit of ice blue. I'm going to start with this one here because it's all blue. And I'm just trying to get a soft blue. Okay. Use this brush here. I've still got a little bit of metallic shimmer. The opaque white didn't take it away completely. And I do have also this week to work on some collage cats, kind of like the bunnies, but cats. Or a little something different. Jane, I printed the picture of Delilah and Tyler, but I didn't like the way it printed, so I'm going to go into Word and try to figure out. Someone else printed it for me, and I'm going to look at the formatting of the picture and how it will print, because it was too pixelized and you couldn't see any details. But I did get the one of Delilah on the ice printed, and that's prepped. And we're going to do that one with Collage and Whimsical, I think, right? The one of Delilah sitting in the bowl of ice. That's a pretty blue. And I got the bulldog done for my friend who's coming from England. Ruby. Got her done yesterday. And I mailed blue to Laura. In fact, she should have gotten blue today. If not today, then by tomorrow, I would guess. I mean, I would definitely think it would have arrived today, but you never know sometimes. Delilah is a cute name. Hi, Jean. Did you get something to eat? Jean, we were talking about tomorrow. Um, what time do you want to stream, sweetie? Do you want to stream during the day? We talked about the fact that Carla's on at 2 Eastern. I didn't know if you wanted to stream before her or after her or in the evening. I'm fine with evening and streaming like after you if you want. But I know Xander's was gonna stream at some point, but I think that's much later in the after dinner and everything. After Carla. Okay. Well, I'll either stream before Carla if, things are, but I doubt it. I'll be honest. I'll probably go after Jean in the evening before Xandra. Okay, so that's good. So let's set that one aside to try. We still have blue, which is good. We need it. That blue still. And I think Jennifer's off, and Jennifer was going to stream quite a bit this week too, but she'll stream later in the evenings usually. For all of us night owls. Hi, Ella. Yeah, I don't have any. I don't. I'm a night owl. I don't have any problems with being later. The only thing with where I moved the studio in the dining room, it's connected to the living room, so it affects Bob, but he assured me that was not a problem. It's going to be nice when we do the pour next time, or I'm doing something messy. The sink is like just steps away from me. So I have access to water and I can wash my hands without feeling like I'm going off on this errand that's too far away. Okay. Running out of paint, so I'm going to put a little bit of this white pearl here and just get a little bit of a lighter color to blend in. Most of this won't show, it'll be under the mat, so I'm really not going to worry too much about that. And I'm also going to put papers down. Maybe I'll put a little bit of the ice blue. Yeah, it's not Bob's TV, it's the main TV. There's another TV. He's watching. He watches on his tablet a lot anyway, so that's why he didn't really care. He watches a lot on his phone or on the tablet. All right, so that's pretty good there. Let's wipe up this blue. Once we're done with the blue, we'll do the green, and then we'll be ready to move on to gluing papers and anything else we want to do to the background. Get rid of the blue and the red. And we're ready for the green, and I'm going to do the same thing to the green. I'm going to add a little bit of the metallic white to it. All right, let's take this off. And get one of those brushes back out of the water. That's the red one. I think the blue one will be better to use. And I never saw, did Jane say Delilah on Ice? Do you want it to be whimsical and some collage like the bunnies, right? Got a little bit above that line there. Okay. Kind of shoot me an email, Jane, and give me like a 3-color combination, like 2 for the picture and like 1 for the background, so I kind of know what colors you wanna. The sillier the better, because then I can start pulling the papers and the tissues. I'm kind of looking for in my stash for papers and things that work. Yeah, to match her personality. Because the one with Tyler is going to be realistic, so. It's hard to believe she was so little, and then they end up that breed, and then they end up so much bigger, size-wise. Okay, I was going to do her like the rabbits, and she was going to be a color, but if you want me to use, like in the brown, she won't be realistic, but I can use browns, you know. Brown, because brown watercolor. Because that soft brown watercolor is pretty. All right, so let's set that aside. And I'm going to get rid of the extra paint over here. Just going to put it on that same paper with that same stencil in a different corner. I'm even going to use that red. There's a lot of white in this paint, so I'm just going to go ahead and start down here. Let it go pink, and then it'll get greener. A lot more green paint than I needed. Been working on mandalas, Dorothy? Okay. Put that up. That up. Get that paper back. I'm just shifting things where they're at. Get rid of that paint. Okay. Get rid of the brushes. So they're ready for when we go to the next round. All right. So Tara, which paper? You might need to. I'm not sure I like that red. I might add some. I might need to add some crimson to it. Depends which paper Tara likes. Do you like the one with the vintage, like rulers and the numbers, or do you like this pattern? Let me hold them up. Left or right, like 1 or 2. Let me hold them up. This is 1. So you can see it a little closer. It's got kind of a yellow for the numbers. And this one's 2. I will tell you, I'm leaning more towards 2 myself. But while we think about that and while we wait for Tara to answer, I think I'm going to add a little layer and darken this with the crimson a little bit. The rulers, okay. I'm going to put this somewhere. I'm going to add just a little, like a glaze. In fact, I'm going to put a little water down just to keep it like that. Much better. It's taken away. It was kind of reading a little pink. That's better. Much better. Put this red. There's not a whole lot of paint, so this won't not take much. Okay, get rid of that. Pictures on the mat. Okay. Rid of the one we're ditching. Get my cutter. Okay. Start on this side. I'm going to alter this a little. I'm just trying to get a little. The other side has like some vintage stuff in beige. Which I think I'm gonna let show through. Or actually, now we have to remember that this will have a mat on it. Let me grab a mat. Okay. Okay. Not sure even this will show up. Well, I like these 3 circles in here. There's 3 circles there. These 3 cameras is what I was trying to. Capture. Okay. Now I'm not sure if I want the numbers anywhere else. I'm going to start with that. So let's get out the glue. Mat to the side. There's one other thing I'm thinking about doing. Just a second. I think I want to stamp this in the background before I put the paper on in a couple places. And again, I'm not going to really worry so much about this is all going to get paint over it, but I'll go ahead and put it over here. A lot of this won't show. I just think it'll add some interest. To the background. Okay. Get rid of that. That black ink there before it gets somewhere. All right, let me let that dry just a minute. Put a little glue on the back of this. And set it down in its new home. All right, Tara. And I'm not worried about it going off the page. I'll just cut that off. But the next thing we'll do after we dry this is do the underpainting. Get the puppy started. Well, I'm going to glue the other two while I've got glue out so that they're prepped. So this one. Again, remember this is going to have a mat, so some of this, like this, won't show. Make sure this is glued down. Cut this off the back side. And over here. Then we'll decide if we want. Okay. across there. Let's try another. Bothers me if the corners are this one really skinny. Bothers me if the numbers are upside down. Is I'm not sure about this piece, so I'm going to set it to the side. Can't, and I'm going to think about it. I'm going to let this dry. Okay. I don't know why that did that, but I want to put another piece over it. To minimize it. Okay, we'll leave that like that. The thing I don't want. Say cuss words here in a minute. I'm fussing with it too much. Okay. I didn't like that pink. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. Let's let that dry. Let's set her aside. Let's get the other two. Hi, Shauna. All right, now I've got paper set aside for this one. More of them because two to cover and indecisive. This for sure is going on one. I think it's going on the one that, well, maybe I need some on both, but I was leaning towards this on the one that's all blue. But I wanted to find another pattern, maybe with some of that. And then over here, this is the same color. Use this. This is a big sheet, so some of this on both. Some of this on both. And then I'll need the green for the bottom. And here was my two thoughts for the bottom. I'm leaning towards this for the bottom. It's from Janet, or just even some of this napkinage. But I think I'm leaning towards Janet's more. So let's do the blues, and then we'll come back. And I think this on the bottom would be really pretty. Okay. So then put that to the left, this to the right. I'm going to trim the white. This is a jelly print that I did with Golden Open, which I love. I just can't afford. Lots of colors in. I had it in 3, I only have it in 2 left. But I love how it jelly prints. It leaves such a pretty, that's a ghost print probably. Okay. She just wanted blues and greens, and she wanted, in the background, she wanted jelly prints. She wanted me to use jelly prints. This bulldog is white and black, and this bulldog is white and kind of a reddish brown. Okay, and I am going to cut this. And I think I'll use that. Just need to tear a little bit more where his ear is. What you doing, honey?
Trying to find something to put my finger in.
Like a bag?
Yeah, something like that.
I think there's some tote bags and stuff in the garage. But like where they are, I don't know. Alright, I like that. Try something different there. All right. And I may not use this big blue square. I like it, but I'm not sure that it's gonna, unless I put it behind. I think I want to try it. Move those. Okay. Need my picture of my little friend here. Okay, I'm gonna just cut across the bottom so I just have access. And then I'll probably tear or alter the bottom. Sorry. Hard to cut underneath the camera. Okay. Trash that. I need a big trash can on the floor. Let's move that. Okay, if we put this here, it's not a perfect fit, but I don't really care. Then this will lay on top. Kind of like that background, and then probably not use this at all because it'll be too much. So let's glue that down. And I'm going to start on one side of the paper so I can kind of match it up. I'm going to tear it. Right there. Don't care if there's wrinkles. I actually like wrinkles, so we'll go with it. All right, now I'll lift back and put glue around this part. Lay that down. Let's tear across the bottom. That glued down really good. This is that same ice blue, it's just not diluted with any white paint. So it'll still go with the other blues. I actually used the same paints when I was jelly printing. This one needs to go on next. Again, this will be in a mat. I'm at the bottom of the glue bottle. Okay, let's get this one. This will have to be trimmed a little bit on the edge. Okay, let's trim this off the back side. Alright, I'm gonna let that one dry before I put the green on. It'll be a little easier to touch. Put our little friend to the side here for later this week. Okay. So let's do something similar with this. Because there's enough of this in the background. And because it's tissue, it's a little easier. I can trace and cut. Oh, that was close. And I like this text. Okay, so I'm gonna just trace around the area where we want the tissue to go. Cut that out. Okay, so there's the bottom piece. I'll save this because we may want it or need it. Alright, and then let's put this piece where we want it. Oh. Tried to shift on me a little bit. Alright, then I'm going to cut that out. And she wanted a real jelly printed look. So this is perfect for what she wanted. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start and work my way over and across. So I'm going to start around this ear. It's the only place I'm going to put the glue. Tissue's a little harder to place. Okay, hold that up. Get some more glue. Drop that down. Let me turn this real quick. Sorry. And I just got over here. I don't really care. I'm going to put paint on there. Now, if I were going to take the colored pencil straight to the watercolor paper, or we're going to watercolor, then that wouldn't be as... But I'm going to put paint on them. And again, these are going to be in a matte too, so I'm not totally worried about that. All right, now I want to match up down here with this tissue. Probably ought to put my lid on my pen. Actually, I take that back. I'm going to match up where the bone is. Then let it fall into place. If you get over your drawing and your watercoloring, you can pull it back while the glue's wet and kind of get rid of some of that too. On the tissue, not on the paper as much. Okay. I'm trying to decide if I need any more. I'm gonna let this yeah, that'll work. And this paper will help calm down some of the dots. Plus, you have to remember not all of it's going to show. Okay, I'm going to get the most out of this paper that I can. Now this paper, because it's not the numbers, I can, turn it around, use it different ways. I think I want it on the bottom here. And that may be it. Debating if I need some torn. I'm sure I don't, but I'm going to put it right here. It's probably not going to show. Alright, so that's what I'm going to do for that. I'm going to let that dry. I think that one's done. I'm going to let that dry before I try to cut this off. Let's go back to the green. And let's use Janet's paper. Question is, do we want everything covered? And I think we almost do. Alright, where is... the bottom of my little friend here. I'm going to cut his legs out. Okay, there's one. Well, this one's going to be harder because that foot is, I'll just have to dry fit it. Okay, get rid of those. I'm going to do it in torn pieces because I also have this right here. Yeah, I like the circles on the pattern too. They kind of help calm it down. All right, let's get that little paw out. Okay, let's get the brush. Put some glue right here. Okay, let that dry for a minute. And if I don't like where the seams are on this, I'll just overlap some paper. Like right there. Put that right there. Cover that seam. Oh, that bled on his foot. I thought this was Magicals, but maybe it wasn't. Let me find his little. I'm gonna trim this again. See if I can get a better fit. Well, that is not fitting. So I'm gonna do what I told you. I'm gonna get this wet right here so it tears real easy. And I'm gonna take my X-Acto knife and I'm just gonna tear out the area I want less tissue on. Okay. Now these dyes are bleeding, but once this is covered, it won't bleed anymore. Once it's dry. Okay. Set that aside. Bring him back and cut. And then I'm ready to work on the underpainting. Let me get rid of those extra papers. Put them back. In the green and the blue drawer. Alright, we should be able to trim this. And I think we're done with the glue. Still needs to dry a little bit. It's still a little tacky. Get rid of all of our trash. That's flying everywhere. And we'll get rid of this glue on the table. And then we're to the underpainting. The two dogs that I'm working on, the bulldogs, they are Terry Rankin, who's a girl that watches my YouTube videos. She doesn't come to the live streams, I don't think, so she may not be a name that y'all are familiar with. But she watches the videos on YouTube. Let's cut off this tissue. Still pretty wet. I think that's going to look really pretty when it's dry. And I'm going to let this dry and set it to the side because I will use it somewhere else. Alright. The lid on the glue. And these are actually a gift that she's getting for someone. All right, let me dry this real quick before we start. Okay, so set those aside. Get Maisy. Now, all three dogs have white, and two of them have grays and black, and the other one has brown. So what I have pulled out is opaque white, light gray value, medium gray, dark gray. And these are all the Traditions acrylics. And then I have a dark gray. Okay. So I have those. And then I have the raw sienna for the one that has that little bit of brown. Maisy doesn't have that. That'll be for Louis, I think it is. Okay, for this part. Hi, CP. Are you in, oh, you're not in Maryland yet. I know Orla's there, and I know Andrea's there. That's the only two that I saw say that they were at Martex. Orla got there yesterday, I think. I would imagine Xander went to that. Drives me nuts. All right, so I'm going to pull up my color photo. It's not there, though. It's in my Dropbox, I believe. And that's black and white. All right, let me go to my email real quick. I had several pictures of Maisy. I just want to... Here's Maisy pictures. There we go. That's the one I want to use to get the base coat in. Now, even though she's white, I'm going to, for the most part, base coat her in the lightest gray. Because that way I found it's easier than doing white, actual white. Because then my white and lighter colored pencils show up better. So everywhere so it's not, it's not the final color. Joanne is there? Oh, good. So it's by no means the color. This is an underpainting. Tara, the collar looks like it's black or blue. I can't tell in the pictures. Right now I'm just going to paint over that area. Until we decide what color we want it to be. Some more light gray. It's black? Okay. That's perfect. That's all I needed to know. I couldn't tell if it was a navy or a black. But black's good. That'll work well with this and her coloring. Okay, I'm gonna put a little white in a couple places that I wanted a little lighter. Now, she's not having her, this is closer up of her body. This is a different photo. This was a cute photo. For a puppy that doesn't like the camera, she doesn't really take a bad photo, Tara. Just saying. Okay. All right. And then for up here, I don't want to use the darkest gray. I want to use more that medium. I'm also maybe going to switch brushes here in a minute. Okay. Use the medium gray on the nose. And then a little bit right in here. Over here on the ears. Yeah, wet wipe. Switch to a smaller brush here too. I'm gonna let that gray go a little farther so that I can come back with the white over it. Well, it actually won't be white, it'll be the lighter gray. She's gonna look like one big gray puppy right now. Just saying. Again, I want to be able to get that white over the grays. To the medium, and I'm grabbing the medium and just a little bit of the dark. I feel like I should have red here, but it's not. It's just furrier white that it's up. Okay. Back to the medium and a little bit of the dark. And I'm gonna grab another brush. I'm gonna pull some of these out so I can start getting that shagalicious little bang there. All right. My wrist is good. It's getting better every day. Okay. Now I'm going to hit it just a little bit with the dark right in here. Just the dark, no medium color, just a. All right. Now I'm going to go back to the white and the light gray. Actually, I'm going to fill this in with gray first. Just the light gray. Get that in there. let's take mostly white and just a little bit of the light gray. Again, I still want this gray. Just wanted a real light. Some of that built in. Okay. Now let's work on the muzzle. And again, I think I'm going to take the light gray and work in some of the light gray with the bigger brush. And then come back with the white and lighten some of it just to give me a base to work on there. Trying to get rid of the there's a fly driving me nuts. Okay, no. Soften some of that. I just took the baby white and wiped back some of that. I felt like it was a little bigger than I needed. Alright, so now I'm going to take the same brush. I'm still doing white and just a little bit of light gray. Oh, getting that little. Just trying to get that little motion of that hair. Alright, now I'm going to switch to the dark. I'm picking up some of the light too. Okay, I'm going to go back to the white. Just trying to get that shaggy. So when I go in with the pencils, it will be easier. Okay. Try to get that collar area back in. Trying to get my placement real quick. Now the collar fell down on the original picture, but I didn't make it do that. Okay, Tara? But I can. I didn't know if we wanted to make it loop, like if we wanted to do that or not. Okay, so let me go back to my white. Well, I'm going to leave it underpainted there, and then I kind of like it now. But when we get working with the colored pencils, if we can always eliminate it if we want. All right, so I think I'm done with the underpainting of Miss Maisy. So I'm going to set her to the side with my reference photos. And then tomorrow night what we'll do, after Jean, Tara, we'll do the colored pencil part and finish her. My goal is to get her in the mail to you by Wednesday. And I know you say whatever, but I want to get her finished and get her sent to you. Okay? So when we do her tomorrow, we're just going to work on Maisy. I'm not going to go back and forth. I only wanted to go back and forth today because had the paint out and I thought it would be a little bit faster so I could get through. I don't know why I'm putting the phone up. All right, so let's do Francis, who is black and white, if my memory serves me correct. Let me get to my little reference photo for him. And then I'll tweet you. Like when Jean's finishing, before I start, I'll tweet you, Tara, so you know. But I will record. We're doing fairly good. Bob, it's going to be about another 30 minutes or so, but if you want to start cooking the fish, that's fine. Okay. They're in. There they are. All right. These won't take that long. I'm going to switch back to the bigger brush. Okay, where it's white, I'm going to use the light value again. I said I'm switching back. I lied. Okay. This is a little bit of white over here. A little bit under here, you know, where it varies, sort of. But I think I'll go with that lighter gray tone and then add the black in with the pencil. This one won't take as long to block in because he's short hair. I'm going to leave his collar white because I can't tell if it's black or not. She may want a color too. I'm not sure. Okay, and then this is white. Okay, and then I'm going to take a little bit of this white and stick it where the dog collar is kind of a blue color, a silvery blue. Looks like it might be a metallic blue, which would be pretty with the background actually. So that's probably what I'm going to do is use blue colored pencil. Okay, and then I think I'll put some of this lighter gray up here where that pink on the ear is going to be. Alright, so now I'm going to go to the medium gray and go where the blacks would be. Not enough difference. So let's go to the darker value. All right. Yeah, I'm done with Maisy, Tara, so until tomorrow. And we'll finish her up so we can get her in the mail. Okay. Take another brush that's got white and it doesn't have any gray. I'm going to get some of this white back in here. They're going to end up being dark. But right now I just want it and I'll lighten that right in here. Okay. And lighten this up in here. Switch back and forth between the two brushes. Right, come back with the white again. Maybe even a little bit of the light gray. Come in with the dark. Lighten right in here. Just to distinguish it. This needs to be lighter in here. It's going to be the same way down here too. Let's get a lighter value gray going. A little more contrast. For that darker, let me turn this real quick. I think it'd be easier. Distinguish just a little bit right there. Okay. Go up here on his ear. Real quick. Okay, and then let's come down here. We just about got him knocked out. I'm just about done, babe. Let's grab the big brush. It's got some of that lighter gray, but it's not going to be a problem. Okay. I'm going to grab a littler brush and some white. I can see holidays there. Glad I turned it. Not that it really matters, because they get all cooked. By the time you get all the layers of colored pencil. Okay. 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 He's good. Now let's switch gears. Need to rinse out the brushes to some degree. Use a lot of white, so we'll still use this gray, but we're also going to use the raw sienna. So I'm going to need some white that's not polluted. And get the bigger brush. Okay, I've got some places where the magical's leaked on him. I'm going to hit that with just white real quick, just to block any color from seeping through. Use the light gray where the white is. Okay, let me get here. Pick up some more of that light gray. Some more of the dark gray. We'll hit that with the gray mixture again. All right. The white and the light gray in these smaller areas. Okay. White up here. Back here. This paper was from Janet. The one she was going to throw in the trash, and I told her no. All right, I need a little bit of the dark gray. I want to distinguish this line right here. I'll lighten it back out. I just want to keep my original markings a little bit. Right, and then this is dark, so let's put that dark gray in there. And I added a little bit because it's kind of a brownish black. Added a little bit of brush off a little bit. All right. Need some more white light gray. Just a few spots here, there. Okay, now I'm going to start grabbing some of the raw sienna and the white. Again, I don't want it too dark, but I want that kind of ochre color. And I'm gonna put some of that in here. And then come back at it with white. Same thing here. I'm gonna come back with that ear with some white. Turn this around real quick. Let's lighten a few areas with some white. Because that's kind of a white and brown area. Okay. Take a little bit of darker in a couple places. Just grabbing some pure sienna, just a couple places just to darken it. Turn that around real quick. Okay. Grab just a little bit of pure. I don't like this brush. Doesn't come to a point. Doesn't stay in a point anymore. That's my problem with it. Let me get a different brush. Okay, and then up here, I think I want it to distinguish something. Darken it because it's darker in the. I mean, it's actually should have got out some. Could have got out some umber. We'll just use the darker. Value here and there. Okay. And The nose I'm going to hit with a little bit of dark gray, and it's really kind of a brown color. It'll all be good in the end. All right, one little area, and then we're game. Let's get a little bit of white. Blend that out. I don't want it to be too dark when I go to do that white. Okay. All right, I think I need to, I'm just, all right, let me stop the recording. So the plan is to finish Maisy tomorrow, and then to finish the two Wednesday, Thursday maybe. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.